This part should be fairly quick since I did most of the work for you guys. So here it is. We're not going to practice the adjustments just because we haven't reached the end of the period yet. So in this case, we're going to leave it as is, and we're just going to practice just creating the financial statement. So here is my trial balance. Okay, we're going to pretend it's our adjusted, or pretend this is the final one. And we're going to go from here. We're going to go ahead and, so I kept it in the same formatting. So I made my black numbers all of my accounts that exist, and I made my blue numbers my main account. So I want you to use the main account because it makes it way easier for you to complete your financial statement. So here I have some sales going on. I have a bunch of expenses that has gone on, and so on and so forth. All right, and I have a couple assets that I purchased as well. Okay, and let's get started. So first things first is we're going to take a look at our income statement. Okay, so income statement. All right, we're going to start with our sales, right? I'm going to go ahead and go to, so I'm going to cell reference everything just so then it's a lot quicker. So again, we're going to start with our sales, right? So let's notice what's our total sales here. Okay, let me find it. Sales, okay? So here, same thing. I'm selling the same 7 items, okay? My regular coffee, my supreme coffee, my coffee mugs, my medium regular, large regular, and my medium supreme and large supreme, okay? So all of these are still the same. So my total sales is
$20,093.89.
yes, so sales.
So you're gonna go in there and make
For $20.93.89. Good. What else do I need to include here?
So we're doing this just like we did last week's, right?
Correct. Or I believe yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah, the one that we started. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sales returns and allowances.
Right, because that's part of the sales that we returned. So in this case, let me go to sales returns and allowances.
See, there's zero balance.
Right now, I don't have anything there. So if you want to reflect it in there as 0, that's completely fine too. Okay. What else counters against my sales?
Sales returns.
We got sales returns already.
Sales discount.
Sales discount, correct. Okay, so in this case, do I have any sales discounts?
For $780.53.
Yes, good. Now in this case, it's going to be negative to me because it goes against my actual sales. So in this case, how much was my total sales for the first week of July?
19,313.36.
Can you give me a second to catch up?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, where did we get for the sales? Where do I have 20?
that was my main account for sales. So all of this totaled up right here gave me $20,093.89.
Where did you get the 30,000?
We're at 30,000.
Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet.
Okay, because I was like, there's no 30,000 in here.
Okay, so crap. Okay, give me 1 second. So sales was I can't get mine to sell reference for the negative for sales discount.
How are you referencing it?
Equals, and then going back to the balance sheet.
Okay, so
Oh, I put the okay. I wasn't putting the negative sign, I was putting it after I put the equal sign.
okay, get that. There you go, perfect. It's just for this one, you just put a negative and you just you just click on the cell reference and it will automatically take that number.
Okay, and then equal sum for the total sales, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. All right. Now, how do we get our gross profit?
Cost of goods sold and cost of materials.
Okay, so in this case, right? So you said cost of goods sold. Oops, cost of goods sold and cost of materials, right? Because those are directly correlated to your actual earned revenues, right? So in this case, what is my total cost of goods sold that I have right now?
$1,703.76.
Mm-hmm. And what is my total cost of materials?
0.
Yeah, right now it's 0 because we haven't reached the end of the given period yet. So in this case, it's 0. So what is going to be my gross profit?
1913. I mean 1703.
My gross profit. So you're going to carry your total sales and you're going to counter your cost of goods sold and your cost of materials.
$17,609.60.
17,609.60. Good. So that's our gross profit right now. All right. Then what is next?
Operating expenses.
Okay. Hold on, let me format this real quick. Okay, so what's my first operating expense?
Advertising.
We only have, let me see. Okay, advertising. Okay, yep, advertising expense. For how much?
100.
Mm-hmm.
Then the bank fees.
Do we have anything there?
No.
So in this case, I'm not going to include it because I don't want to waste my space.
But I thought we just included the cost of materials and the sales allowance was 0.
Yes, that's because you guys mentioned it. So I was like, okay, I guess I have to add it there. But in this case, fine. We'll just go ahead and do everything then. So bank fees, 0. Okay. What's after that?
Business expenses,
Business expenses. Good. For what amount?
50402.
50402. Good. Okay.
Freight expense,
Hold on, my thing did not go through. Okay, so here we do have a freight expense because we haven't reached the end of our given period. So what is my freight expense?
240.
Okay.
And then insurance expense,
For a total of?
200.
Okay. What else is there?
Labor expense,
Which is a total of?
0.
Okay, what's after that?
License and permits,
Okay. What's after that?
loss of disposal asset,
Mm-hmm. For how much?
0.
Okay. What's after that?
Office supplies,
Office supplies is 0. Okay, I just put 0. Or I guess okay. Never mind. I'll just be consistent. Okay. What's after that? You said payroll.
yes.
Right? We haven't calculated payroll yet because it's not payday yet. We were very close, but I didn't get that far. Okay, so payroll is for 0.
Purchase expense, for 734.60. Oh no. Rent expense for 0.
What's after that?
Did you get travel?
Travel expenses, okay.
and utilities.
How much was travel?
235.
How much is utilities?
664.96.
Okay. And what else?
Bad debt expenses.
Okay. How much was bad debt for?
0. Depreciation.
And the last one?
0 for amortization.
Good. So those are all my operating expenses. So in this case, I'm just gonna delete these so I can kind of clean it up just a bit. All right, there we go. So what is my total operating expense?
2678.58.
Whoa, hold up. Okay. What did you get? 268.58? Yes?
678. Yes.
Perfect. All right. Any go ahead.
Mm, what was the formula you did on that one?
Equal negative sum.
And then we use the
All of operating expenses. All just this is whole left column here.
was 2578.58.
267,858.
Can you scroll up a little bit? A little bit more. I found it. I didn't have advertising.
Okay. So that's our total operations right there. All right. Okay. Anything else we need to put in here?
Delivery income.
Delivery income. All right. Okay. How much is my delivery income right now?
I cannot seem to get my. I don't know why that formula is not taken in for the total operating expenses.
Okay, so it's equal negative sum. Okay, you may need to click away and then come back to that window or that cell and then re-enter your formula again.
Okay, I closed out and reopened it and it took to, still wasn't pulling up the, advertising expense.
You may, because you have to click on and click, you may have to re-click and drag
Yeah.
it in there.
Okay, and then the other income was the delivery income?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a credit?
What do you mean by credit?
We're putting it on the credit column?
This is the income statement. We don't have such thing as debits or credits. But if you were saying we're putting on the right, yes, we are putting on the right.
That's what I meant.
Yes, we are putting it on the right.
Okay.
Okay, so there we go for 120. So in this case, what is going to be my total grand net profit or net loss?
To do 15,051.02.
Excellent, okay? So far, of course, we didn't calculate all of our expenses, but at least for the first week of operations, I'm doing okay. All right? I've only made $2,678 worth of expenses in the first week of the month of July. All right? So that's a lot, okay? All right, and we get a net profit because we have a positive number, right? That means our total amount of sales for that first week of July has so far covered all of our expenses for the first week of July. So in this case, we're doing okay. We're doing good. We got a $15,000 profit. Now let's say I want to potentially go ahead and try to reinvest that into my company right now. Okay, so that's where we're going to be moving on to our statement of equity. All right.
What was the formula for your net profit, Lynn? I'm sorry.
It's equal sum.
I don't know why it's not. $15.51.
Yes. Right. In this case, right, I'm not obligated to use equal sum because I can just simply just add the three numbers, right? I'm going to add my gross profit and add it to my negative operating expenses and then add my delivery income and I would get the same thing. You're not obligated to have to use the equal sum if you can't get the number, right? You could just click on the cell and press the add button and it will work just the same. As long as you understand what we're doing here is we're taking our gross profit, we're subtracting out our expenses, and then we're adding any other income. In this case, that's exactly what we did, except I'm adding a negative number in there. So in this case, I'm adding my operating expenses. Okay. All right, so now we have our total net income, right, of $15,5102. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to plug that number right here into my net income, right? Because that I'm going to reinvest into my company. So here, all right. What was my equity that I started out with as of July 1st? Okay, see that number is what we solved for the last time we saw this, right? This is the number that we used or that we figured out by adding our profits in there, right? So my owner's equity right now is 40,601. All right. I'm adding my net income because I'm reinvesting my profits into the company. Okay. What else is going to be a contributing factor that could affect my equity?
Owner's withdrawal.
Owner's withdrawal, right? If you take money away from your company, you need to put that into your statement of equity, okay? Which in this case, how much did I actually take away from my company?
0.
Right now, I didn't take anything away from my company, so I am at 0 right there. So here, now that I solved for my net profit or my net income and my owner's withdrawal, what is the total amount that I'm going to increase my equity by?
The 15,051.02.
Yes, right? So therefore, what should be my new equity as of, well, in this case, it's supposed to be 7/7, right? What is my new equity right now?
55,652.02.
Right? We just add those two numbers together, right? So I'm going to change this real quick since it's not the end of the month. It's just the 7th. So as of the 7th, my company is worth $55,652.02.
I don't know, how did you get the 15 on the bottom?
That's my net profit plus my net profit minus my owner's withdrawal. This is the amount that I'm going to change my equity by. Okay, so I guess I could put right here. Oops. Total change in equity. Right? Are you okay there?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, just making sure you understand what this number is. I basically just summed up what factors contribute, whether I'm adding my net income or I'm subtracting my owner's withdrawal. So again, this is where I'm determining that this is the amount that I'm going to change my equity by. I'm going to increase it by $15,051.02, right? And by adding these two numbers together, I'm going to get a new equity as of 7/7 to be $55,652.02. Okay? All right, last. Do you have a question?
No, I said okay.
Okay, okay. All right. Last but not least, sorry, I just spoke over you, so I didn't know what you said. So last but not least, we're going to go ahead and compute our balance sheet. So as we know, the balance sheet, what formula are we focusing on here? Or in this case, what equation are we focusing on here?
The accounting equation.
The accounting equation, right? Your total assets plus your total should equal your total liabilities plus your equity. Your equity, we just solved for it. What was it?
40,601.
That's your equity as of the 1st of July. What's my new equity?
Oh, the 55,652.
Okay, so that we automatically know that should go there. So now we have to plug in our numbers, right, and figure out what our total assets are going to be. So let's go ahead and start from the very beginning. Which is going to be, what's my first asset?
Bank.
My bank account, right? How much is my bank account right now?
$29,400.
Good. Okay. What's my next asset?
Accounts receivable.
Accounts receivable, okay? For how much?
2245.17.
Good. All right. What's my next account gonna?
I don't know why my laptop is freezing. The equity accounts receivable. Okay, business supplies.
Business supplies.
2386.54.
Okay.
Office supplies for $80. Inventory for $1129.75. Furniture for $89.26.20. Office equipment for $3631.52. Equipment for $13,031.50. Vehicles for $31,951.23. Prepaid account
For what total?
8854.17.
Okay.
Deposits for 1,700. And Goodwill for 2,100.
Okay, so is Goodwood 2100 right now?
2088.33.
2833. Yes. Okay. And is that it for assets?
Yes.
Okay. So you can total up your assets now.
a total of 105,559 cents.
Okay. So what's next?
Liabilities,
Mm-hmm.
accounts payable,
For how much?
um, oh, 13.45 and 86 cents.
Okay.
And then Visa payable
Visa payable.
for 25.78.29. Notes payable for the 14.23.14. And payroll liabilities for the 791.14. Sales tax payable for 35.36.31. Interest payable for 28.29. Loans for 28,445.14. Do we include owner's equity?
Is that considered a liability?
No.
So what's your total liabilities?
$49,848.57.
Okay. So then what's the total liabilities and the total equity?
$105,559.
All right, and what do we have here? Do your total assets equal your liabilities plus your equity?
Yes.
Yes, they do, right? We panned both sides evenly for $105,500.59 on both the assets and the liabilities plus the equity, okay? And that's how you do your financial statements, okay? So remember, each one builds upon another, right? First thing that we did was we did our net profit and loss, right? Or income statement, right? And we found that we got a net profit or net income, right? This net income is going to be used for the statement of equity, right? We're going to place it here, right? Because since it's a positive number, it's going to increase your equity, right? You're going to plop in the number of the equity that you began your business with, or in this case, this is what I began the month with, right? Because from our previous financial statements, we solved that equity as of June 30th, which is the same thing as July 1st, is going to be $40,601. So here we add the net income to give us a new equity to hold $55,652.02, which now that we have this new equity, we're going to test it and stand it against all of the information, right? We just copied it here saying, well, my equity as of July 7 is $55,652.12. So now I need to calculate all of my total assets and total up all of my liabilities, and I just solve for the accounting equation. In this case, they're equal. They balance out. Okay? Any questions in regards to this exercise in particular?